big relief on us. It's a big relief on the community. It's a big relief on my deputy, who is scheduled to leave the hospital within the next day or two.
Law enforcement and people in Thomasville are breathing a sigh of relief tonight. After 6 days of searching, the man accused of shooting 2 Thomas County deputies is now in jail. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jada-Williams. Thomas County Sheriff's Office says that this man you see behind me, Tyler Henderson, surrendered Sunday afternoon. Now that the search is off, TCSO is focusing on its team.
My phone has been going off nonstop since news broke of this. The community is relieved. I went to get a cup of coffee a while ago, and the people in the restaurant were like almost cheering. They were so happy that we had caught this guy.
After 6 days of searching Thomas County looking for Tyler Henderson, Thomas County Captain Steve Jones says help from family ended that search.
Our investigators and the U.S. Marshals have been in contact with several family members, which is what really broke it. They were able to talk to him, talk some sense into him, and actually get him to come and turn himself in.
TCSO says late Monday night into Tuesday morning, 3 deputies tried to serve an arrest warrant for Tyler Henderson. After a scuffle with the deputies, TCSO says Henderson took one of their guns. They say he shot at all 3, hitting one in the bulletproof vest and another under that vest.
That situation that they were in is one that you can go your entire career and never be in a situation like that. It's very taxing mentally, emotionally, it's draining physically. I cannot imagine what it was like, and we're just offering these guys all the support they need and all the time they need.
That led to an all-hands-on-deck search with officers from North Florida and throughout Georgia working round the clock to find Henderson, and a $10,000 reward for tips leading to his arrest.
A lot of these agencies did not call and say, can we help you? They called and said, we're on the way to help you, and that's what really means a lot.
Now he faces 3 counts of aggravated assault on a police officer, 3 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and use of a firearm during the commission of a crime. Thomas County Sheriff Carlton Powell says that the focus is now on, quote, getting the deputies back to 100%. TCSO is now in the process of starting a fundraiser for them. We'll update you on that when we get more information. Now back to the condition on those deputies. 2 of the 3 are at home. The other is scheduled to leave the hospital within a day or 2. Well, hundreds of Floridians are now homeless and more are without power after 2 Southwest Florida tornadoes. Authorities in Lee County say at least 28 homes were destroyed, with another 62 damaged to the point of being unlivable. 4 people were reported injured, but none of the injuries were said to be life-threatening. The Century 21st mobile home community, that's 10 miles south of Fort Myers, saw the most damage. It left roughly 7,000 people in the Fort Myers area without power.
This terrible, fierce storm came through here, and I got trapped, and it lifted me off my feet and blew me, I thought, towards the east wall. I believe it would have been this.
An emergency shelter is open for people displaced by that storm. Alexa, that really is something scary to go through, and we're definitely thinking about the people in Southwest Florida, but we also know that a tornado hit our area overnight last night. So what information do we have about that one?
Yeah, based on a preliminary report from the National Weather Service, an EF1 tornado was confirmed just after midnight early this morning. It happened in Franklin County over Dog Island. Estimated winds were at 95 miles per hour, and there was 1 report of damage to a home there. Now, luckily, there's no severe weather risk in our future, just cold temperatures. There's a wind chill in effect. It's blustery and breezy still, so it feels like 33 degrees in Moultrie. And the cold is going to be here to stay this week. It feels like 37 in Tallahassee, so hopefully you have the layers prepared. Winds are out of the west, sustained winds still at 16 miles per hour in Tallahassee, 15 miles per hour in Bainbridge. It's been windy all day. Some of us have seen gusts up to 30 miles per hour, even above that. Some of us over 40 mile per hour gusts today. Right now, winds will start to subside during the overnight hours. We have a wind advisory until 1 a.m. We'll talk about when the winds finally die down, how long the cold will stay in just a few minutes.
And you heard Alexa say it, it is cold outside tonight. So much that tonight And tomorrow night, the Big Bend Continuum of Care is holding the cold night shelter at the Kearney Center. Intake for tonight began at 6 this evening, and in case of overflow, participants will be taken to partnering shelters in our community. That shelter opens again for people in need tomorrow at 6 p.m. All shelters will be conducted under CDC COVID-19 protocols. ABC 27 makes it easy to track the forecast hour by hour. Just download our Storm Shield app. It's free on your phone and tablet. While we're likely at the peak of the Omicron surge here in the Big Bend, doctors warn it's still spreading rapidly. But if the virus is so easily spread, is it easier to just willingly get the virus? Doctors say the answer to that question is no.
It's something you'll hear more often now than we did during the Delta surge. With symptoms of the Omicron variant considered mild for some, others ask if it's worth catching the virus to build immunity.
You're playing the odds just as though you were in Las Vegas.
Now, before you roll the dice, Dr. William Schaffner of Vanderbilt University Medical Center says you have to understand what's at stake. He says it's not likely you'll need the hospital if you're vaccinated, but those with underlying health conditions are at greater risk.
I said not likely because some of those people will have diabetes. Some of them will be older. Some of them will be immune impaired.
Even if none of that applies to you, there's still a chance those mild flu-like symptoms aren't mild at all. Congestion, loss of senses, and shortness of breath have been known to linger for months. Not to mention you could carry the virus and infect others.
So for reasons of safety of self and safety of people around you, don't get infected. Get vaccinated.
Dr. Schaffner says while your body will build some immunity if you catch the virus, it's nothing compared to the antibody protection you get from a vaccine and a booster shot.
And that higher level of antibody is associated with two things: a longer duration of protection, as well as a greater diversity of antibodies protecting you against a variety of different variants.
Which could keep you from our already stressed and short-staffed hospitals. Instead of leaving things to chance, Dr. Schaffner says, bet on what works.
You don't have to play the odds. Just get vaccinated and you're a winner.
A reminder to parents of Valdosta City School students, school will be closed tomorrow, but that's for MLK Day. On Tuesday, schools will be closed because of the rise in COVID-19 cases. VCS says they're seeing higher than normal absent students and hopes that this break will launch a healthy start on Wednesday. And tomorrow, join Tallahassee in a full day of events in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Here's the schedule. From 11:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., you can check out the food and the arts and crafts vendors at the MLK Day Festival. It'll all happen on Adams Street from City Hall to the chain of parks. At 12:30, visit North Monroe Street for the first MLK Jr. Day Parade. From 2:30 to 3:30, hear from a diverse group of panelists at the annual Day of Dialogue on Adams Street. And capping everything off from 3:30 to 6, enjoy live entertainment from community groups in Tallahassee Nights Live on a stage near City Hall. And if you're looking for more MLK Day activities in other areas, we have a full list of them on our website for you. That's WTXL.tv. Much of the country saw severe weather this weekend. Coming up in about 3 minutes, we're summing up the many systems impacting different pockets of the nation. A massive winter storm is continuing its trek across the country. After dumping snow and ice across parts of the Midwest, the Southeast now dealing with a wintry mess. Here's ABC's Andrew Denbert with details.
Much of the Southeast